So hi everyone and welcome. This is a webinar tonight on Eric Worre's GoPro book. So 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. Pretty awesome books, one of my faves. And I'm just going to pull out some really key things. I'll be about half an hour and I suggest that you get your book. If you've got GoPro, pull it out, get a highlighter and follow along with me, and we'll run through some really key points and discuss it. Now, the team and I did this book as a really fun study group, which we just had a ball with last year. So, if you're not in our team, then, or you want to start running that, you're one of the leaders, then I suggest, give me a call and or Jenny drew a call and we'll chat to you about what that could look like for you and what, questions we asked. It's pretty fun. So let's have a look at GoPro. Now, the reason I wanted to do this book was because it gives a really clear foundation on 7 skills that you will want to develop to become a real professional in this business. And I guess that each of the 7 skills are expanded in the book and very specific. So it's something that's really easy to practice and really easy to follow. I love how Eric's written it. It's clear and precise. Now let's have a look. So chapter 1 and chapter 2, we're going to just skip. And then chapter 3 is like any profession, you need to learn some skills. So chapter 1 and 2 of the book kind of just give the saying that network marketing isn't perfect, it's just better. And it also talks about if you're going to be involved in network marketing, decide to be a professional and decide to go pro. So that's really clear and worth reading if you've got the book. So let's go and look at the first skill. So skill 1 in GoPro is called finding prospects. And skill 2 is inviting prospects to understand your product and opportunity. And that's what we'll go through today. And let's have a look at that. Now, the first, so page 31, for those of you following in the book. Now, the biggest question that people ask when they join a network marketing company and want to start networking as as an income earner, is they say, do I know anybody? And there's this, kind of hidden thing going on that they believe if they know a lot of people, then they can have lots of success. And if they don't know a lot of people, they don't have a chance. And it sounds logical, but it's just not true. So he talks about in this book that there's a few different kind of people in network marketing. There's posers, there's amateurs, and there's professionals. And when it comes to finding prospects, that the posers, kind of just hope, and their entire future is based upon the response of just like a few people that they kind of hoped would happen. And if they're lucky enough to get one of those people, they kind of just think that, wow, that's everything, yeah? And they might kind of make a mental list of 3 or 4 people, but really, eventually they'll decide to stop being a poser and either give up or upgrade to amateur ranks. So, 80% of people who join network marketing kind of approach the task of building the business as a poser. They kind of just make a small mental list and see what happens. They never set out to develop their skills. And really, your job is to make sure you're not one of those and help your team do the same. Really educate people. And this is why I love running these webinars, because it just sits in the model of education and sharing and empowerment. So, your role is to help those people understand how powerful this opportunity can be if they treat it with respect. It's, with the posers, it's about luck. And that's really what they feel. About luck. Not true. So whoever just came on the call, if you please put yourself on mute, that would be awesome. And then then you can make as much noise as you like. Fantastic. Thank you. So he talks about the second group as amateurs. So these people will make a written list, and which is a step in the right direction. So they might list 50 prospects. And then they get out there with excitement. They don't have that much skill. They kind of begin prospecting and they get lots of no's and not many yeses, and their list starts to diminish. And as it grows smaller and smaller, they kind of get anxious and start running a fear that they're running out of people to talk to. And that is definitely, when I was taught about network marketing, is how I thought it was going to be. That I had to like talk to everyone I knew, and then when they ran out, they'd be like no one. So it wasn't really a very powerful model to build a business on. So really, one of the jobs of the people that take this to be professional, they build large and successful organizations, and they really find people to talk to as one of their core skills. So it was like their job is to go out and find new people. They weren't interested in luck. They're not worried about running out of people. They develop a skill to make sure that never happens. So they start with a written list, but then they make a focused commitment to never stop adding to that list. So the list that I do is that I run a list on my phone. And if I meet anyone and they're really excited about joining Young Living, or we have this really awesome conversation, I will say to them, look, I don't have time right now. I just, whatever is in the space, usually it's in between something, or you're at an event and you don't really have time. And what I usually do is put them in my phone as YL potential. And I put that in the company section on my iPhone. So I have their full name, I get their phone number, and I send them my digital business card. I don't tend to deal with paper business cards. It's just another thing for me. I'm not really into paper trail. So I do digital business card, where all I've done is created myself as a contact, and I'll just send that contact to this new person. And I'll put them in my phone saved as a YL potential. And so then I may list the date, and in notes in their name, I'll do a bit about them, right? I'll do, their husband's name is John, met at da-da-da, kids' names da-da-da. I'll put a bit of information about them so I can remember them. And in that, I then have a section of time during my week where I make phone calls to those people that are potentials and call them up and just, share that. And you'll learn skills in this book about how to do those phone calls. It's pretty phenomenal. And that type of list for me in my phone is called an active candidate list. So you can do it on paper. I've seen some person that sits it around, puts it on his office wall, and it's a whiteboard, and he lists the name. When he comes home in the evening, he'll put the new person's name on there. He's got their contact in his phone, but he'll put their name up there, and then he'll wipe them off when they become a member. So that's something that I thought was pretty cool. Now, so in the book, he actually shows you how to do a active candidate list. Every person you meet for the rest of your life, get their contact information and find a creative way to stay in touch. So, what I've really got out of building this networking organization is that I just have like a phenomenal amount of friends, and it grows almost every day. I have new people that I meet, and new people that come into my life. I would say that on a weekly basis, 3 new people come into my life. Yeah. So my friend list, and I get to know those people. I develop relationships and build friendship with them. And it's phenomenal what can come out of, just building relationships. Yeah. And inviting people to events that you have and little things you do, and, potluck dinners and anything you've got, bring them into your world. Yeah. So he really talks about in here that step 1, if you want to master the skill, is follow 4 simple steps. First one is make a list as comprehensive as possible that includes every person you can think of, like every single person. And it also includes all of the people they know. Yeah. So that's step 2. Look at the list and think about the people they know. So what you want to do is really brain dump here. Yeah? Brain dump, brain dump, brain dump. Get how many people you know. Write it down. You can go onto Facebook and write all those people down, you know. And step 3 is constantly expand your list. And that's that active candidate list. You know, it never stops growing. So pros have a goal to add at least 2 people to their list every day. You know, I've got 3 a week at minimum, but 2 a day. Imagine what that could look like. Yeah. So find a creative way to stay in touch. And Harvey Mackey has a book out that says dig your well before you're thirsty, and that deals with that concept. There's also another book, How to Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive, and that's what he recommends, those 2 books in this book. So there's also another book called Beach Money by Jordan Adler, and that's phenomenal. I've read that book, freaking love it. So he's a master, Jordan Adler, at this step by constantly expanding the list, adding 2 people to his list every day. He just lives his life and is always making new friends. And if you look at his business, almost all the people he's recruited into his huge organization are people that he didn't know before he started his network marketing business. So get that. You don't need to know people. Yeah. Professionals develop a higher level of awareness. They pay attention to the world. They know they'll be introduced to new people all the time. You know, so just think about it. When you're wandering out there, you know, heading off to the supermarket, going to the markets, going to yoga, whatever it is you do, just add these people to your list, make friends, develop a connection. And when it's the right time, you can help them understand what you've got to offer, you know. Number 4 in this little list says network on purpose. So get out there. It's hard to meet new people if you're hiding from the world. Have some fun. Join a new gym. Start a new hobby. Volunteer for a cause that's important to you. Find places and organizations where you can meet new people. Not only will it be good for your business, but you'll make some great friends and you'll have fun, right? This business is about having fun. Super exciting. So that's the end of skill 1. And, you know, it's really quite simple. It's walk and talk. It's just going wandering. I love, you know, we just wander around out here in our park out the front and on the beach and meet people. It's there. So skill number 2, inviting prospects to understand your product and opportunity. So the next skill is learning how to properly invite them to find out more about your product or opportunity. So this is by far the most critical skill to develop. And this is what Eric Worre calls the gateway skill for network marketing. And you really want to have people take a look. That's the most powerful thing. Just offer them an opportunity to take a look, yeah? And then give them a really cool experience. So anyone can do this as a business. You don't have to be a certain way or look a certain way or respond in your environment in a certain way. All it is about getting out there and having a go. And he's really key on that. You know, he says it's just not true that you have to have lots of friends and have an influence and start off with a great reputation. That's definitely not true. You know, anyone can do it. So he studied some people that were really powerful at MLM, and he found that they were like farmers. They were more like farmers. They built relationships, they built friendships, and they learned how to build trust with the people they met. They were able to skillfully transfer the belief they had about those products and opportunity. You know, they built trust, they built friendships, relationships, and they invited people to what they were doing. So the goal wasn't to immediately recruit their prospects. Their initial objective is to educate the prospects on what they had to offer, and then let those prospects decide if it was something they wanted to do. So this was huge, you know, when I learned this about how education is the number 1 thing. So my commitment in my organization has been about education. That's what's really powerful for me. So, you know, really, if you want to get this cranking and have it actually earn some income for you, really just respond like a coach or a consultant. You know, build relationships with people, then offer common sense solutions to people's problems. You know, really inside Young Living is just absolute phenomenal products that can offer people solutions to all sorts of things. And in addition, offer people solutions to their abundance and their financial aspects, you know. It can have them really create a powerful lifestyle that is enjoyable and fun and free. That's why I do Young Living. Yeah. So you really want to invite people to do one of two things based upon whatever their situation is. Yeah. So you invite them to attend some sort of event, like, you know, a one-on-one cup of tea meeting with you, or, you know, bring on your leader and go and meet with those people, go meet at a cool cafe, at a park, have them come along to an event that we've got running, you know, have a look on Love Events. There's stack loads of events up on there. And, or you can do a 3-way phone conversation, you know. You can ask them if they like to host a party. That's pretty cool. I've got a couple of women in the next couple of weeks hosting make and takes, and they're so excited. You know, they get to do this toxic-free pamper party for their friends and make, you know, moisturizers and lip balms, and, you know, there's phenomenal things that you can have. You just need to have a conversation with your leader, with the person that enrolled you, and say, what's some ideas I can have? Yeah. So you're inviting people to attend some type of engagement where they get to learn, some type of experience. Yeah. Now that personal interaction is a really critical component when it comes to building trust and transferring belief. So really make an effort to connect with those people as much as possible and educate them. Ask questions, get to know them. So the second thing that you can do if you don't choose to invite them to an event is to invite them to review a sort of tool. So a tool with Young Living looks like the Missing Link CD or the link to that on the internet. It looks like a little sachet that you can buy boxes of from Young Living that have 2 to 3 mils of an essential oil. You can offer them that. And you can just get a bottle of oil and give them an experience. Their neck, to smell, yeah. You can offer them the brochure, yeah, the catalogue, and give that to them for a week or 3 days, even sooner, and then go and have a cup of tea with them in 3 days, yeah. So, or offer them to have a diffuser in their home with some thieves in it and see what that's like for them. Really, you know, purification for people with animals in their home. Purification and diffuser can have a really powerful impact. So really, there's lots and lots of different things. That Young Living has some videos that you can send them. And if you don't know any of those, feel free to contact me or your enroller. So out of those two methods to help educate the prospect, really events is the most effective. Really, there's lots of reasons. There's a physical interaction from meeting with people, and that helps to build trust. There's also an important element of social proof. So the more people that are there, you know, there's really, like, people like to look around and have a look at what other people, you know, are like and what they're doing in this business. So there's education on the product and the financial opportunity, and these all happens at an event. They really get to have an experience and get to see firsthand the kind of support that's offered and that's involved. And then they get to realize that they don't have to do everything by themselves. And usually there's an excitement and urgency at the event. They also get to hear stories about how things are going for other people. And that stories can have a very powerful impact. They can actually be why people join. So the only downside to events is that they can be difficult to schedule and confirm, especially for a brand new person. So, you know, if you don't have the skills, it's fairly common to invite 20 people and have only 1 or 2 show up, and that can be discouraging. So really, you know, a tool is very powerful, and they might, you know, people then, they don't have to drive across town to meet with you, but they can listen to a CD in their car or watch a short DVD, or you can run an interactive online presentation with them. and or a little event, you know, get to know some essential oils, how they could look like in, you know, what that could look like in your life. You can run a Facebook event like that. Pretty fun. So lots of different things. Really find out what's working best, you know, in with your team leader, or ask me, and develop what you feel like works for you. I have a lady that has a really nice little handout that she gives people with a CD, and it's all tucked into a really pretty folder. So it's like if she has an event coming up, she'll make a handwritten invite for them and put them in that folder for the event that comes up, and then she spends her week handing those out. Pretty cool. And so as a professional, you're going to be inviting your prospects to review a tool or attend an event. So here's what you're not going to be doing. You're not going to be pitching to people and trying to dazzle the world with your wisdom. That approach will feed your ego but steal from your bank account, and really it doesn't work. So, you know, really just want to share with people and invite them to events. It's really easy. Just share with them what your experience of Young Living is. Yep. So the other couple of things that he's got in this chapter is there are key emotions to inviting with 4 basic rules. And rule number 1, you must really emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. That's crucial. So your initial goal is education and understanding. Really focus on that and everything will get very simple. So, and we want to act as a consultant that offers suggestions on how people can live a better life. Yeah? Focus on that education and understanding. You'll have fun and your prospects will enjoy the experience. So rule number 2 is just be yourself. You know, be the best version of yourself possible. Rule number 3 is bring some passion. Get excited, get focused. Listen to some music before you go in that inspires you, and smile when you're on the phone. I assure you, your positive emotion will translate into better results. So number 4, have a strong posture. Yeah? Be really bold, be confident, be strong, you know? Be that amazing version of yourself. It's really, really awesome to be more confident. Just have a go at it. So, you know, you can use these, you know, these things, these invitation things that I've said are really designed to be used over the phone or face-to-face. And there's 8 steps to professional invitation. So he gives these here in the book. And you want to, step 1 is really powerful if you're on the phone to someone, just be in a hurry. Yeah, it really has an impact. So this is a psychological issue. People will be more respectful of you and your time. You know, something like that. You can say, if I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it's really important I reach you. I've got a million things going on, but I'm glad I caught you. I'm running out the door, but I just needed to talk to you really quickly. Those types of things, yeah? Step 2 is compliment them, yeah? Have a sincere compliment. Say, yeah, you've always been really successful, and I've really respected the way you've done business, you know, or you've been really supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. That's a really good one to use with family and close friends. Or you have an amazing mind for business, and can see things that other people don't see, you know, or whatever it is for you. And step 3 is make the invitation. So you want to, you know, just say to them, I found this really powerful company. I'm super excited, and I know that we can make millions of dollars. Are you in? Yeah. Or you can say, hey, I know you know, I really get that when you told me you needed some more money, you know, for your mortgage to pay your house off. I think I've found a way that for us that can really boost our cash flow. Something like that. Or you're still looking for a different job. I found a way that both of us can start a great business without all the risks. Or you can really say, you know, you can, what do they say? Yeah, you can ask the person themselves for their input. So, you know, I've just started a new business and I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I want to practice on someone friendly. Do you have like 10 minutes and I can practice on you? That's a really good one for family and friends. Or, yeah, lots of different ways. And another way you can do that is you can say, and this is a really super indirect approach, you can say, you know, the business I'm in isn't clearly for you, but I wanted to ask, who do you know that's ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about the idea of adding more cash flow to their lives? That's pretty cool. Or do you know who might be looking for a strong business they can run from home? That's awesome. So the number 4 is now you ask them, if I would you, yeah? And this question has been a secret weapon of Eric Worre for a long time. It's by far the most powerful phrase he's come across in building a large and successful network marketing business. So if I gave you a DVD, would you watch it? Yeah. If I gave you a CD, would you listen to it? If I gave you this product catalog, would you check it out? And we can, talk about it on Wednesday when we have a cuppa. Yeah. Or if I invited you to a special invitation only webinar, would you attend? So this question's so powerful, and you're really saying and asking them if they'll do something. Yeah, you're simply offering a value exchange, and when you value what you have, people will respect you. It's a really magical question, rather than saying, I really, really, really want you to watch this video or listen to this CD, right? That's just kind of desperate. It doesn't really work. So if I would you, gets results, gets people saying yes, yeah? And which helps us achieve the goal of having people say yes, yeah? So get a time commitment, step 5. So if I would you and they've said yes, then you say, so when do you think you can watch the DVD, yeah? Don't suggest a time for them. Ask them when, yeah? Step 6 is confirm the time. So if I called you on Wednesday morning, you would have watched that DVD for sure, right? Ask them. And next, step 7 is schedule the next call. So when's the best number and time for me to call? And, the chances of achieving your goal of educating them and understanding has gone now from about 5% to about 80%. So it's pretty powerful. And now you get off the phone. Great, we'll talk then. I've got to run. Yeah. So really, really cool. And on, the page 62 to 66, he really goes through some super cool conversations to have. Like, he gives it all to you on a platter. So that really, we're coming up to the end of our time. And, practice, really just get that if you develop those skills in recruiting on demand and in any situation, then you'll never have to worry about being lucky, yeah? You'll already be a professional. So just keep practicing. And, I've been in this now 4 years and 2 years focusing on the business, and yeah, I'm practicing. Yeah, there's no right or wrong. I just give it a go. Yeah. And so that's really what I suggest and what I invite you to do. Now, do you guys like to come off the call and ask any questions? If you'd like to come off mute. We've got about 4 minutes for questions. If there's no questions, that's cool. So my challenge for you guys is to get writing that list. Yeah? Write your list of every person you know. Really powerful. And then keep adding to it. As many people a week as you can. Yep. All right, guys. So that's the end of Eric Worre's skill 1 and skill 2 from GoPro. Freaking favorite book. I love it. If you all come off mute, we can say goodnight. I'm going to stop recording now.